Do you want to have your query letter critiqued, but you don't want to pay to have that happen? It can be done for free, but it will be public out here on my socials. My name is Gina. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. Information on how to submit for this will be at the end of the video. Please remember there is a real live person on the other side of this query, so we're going to endeavor to be constructive, not destructive, and nobody tell them to just self-publish. That's not how any of this works. Let's jump in. It is my pleasure to present my debut novel, Blood of a Ruined Pageant Queen, at YA Contemporary Fantasy, complete at 94,000 words. Similar themes of death like Adeline Grace's Belladonna, delves into the aspect of stories about stories like Ava Reed's A Study in Drowning, while having the creepy, looming vibe of Crystal Sutherland's House of Hollow. I just went to go double check, and I don't think any of these were sold as contemporary fantasies. This one's the closest, but I'm pretty sure this is a second world, and this one is historical. So we have some genre confusion up here. We definitely have like a super vibe going on. So I feel like maybe I'm not sure about all of this. Let's keep going and let's see if this gets less confusing. 18-year-old Lena Kester is used to winning, and her next goal is to win the Miss Kosatia pageant money. So is it a contemporary? Because I don't think that's a real place. Okay, yeah, I can't seem to find that. It does not look like a real place. So we have some genre confusion. Contemporary fantasy is fantasy, like something magical is happening in our real world right now, in a place that you can identify like right now. So these are like witches at a high school in San Bernardino County are forming a club and falling in love, right? So like this is contemporary means now. This sounds like you are writing sort of like a second world urban fantasy, potentially, based on the comps as well. Only one of those I think was set in real world. So I think we've got a little bit of genre confusion. So let's set that aside and let's just look at the story. So 18-year-old Lena Kester is used to winning, and her next goal is to win the Miss whatever pageant to escape her toxic engagement, one that makes her ineligible to compete. When Lena, she's engaged and she wants to not be engaged so she can compete as a pageant queen. When Lena enrolls into the most prestigious boarding academy in the country, her chances of winning skyrocket, but her plans are threatened when she becomes the prime suspect in her rival's murder. Let's keep going. Haunted by nightmares that bleed into reality, Lena must prove her innocence while trusting the boy who broke her heart and a handsome stranger who hates her to uncover the natural mystery in case of the academy as death creeps up. Is there magic in this? Is this a fantasy or is this like a mystery? We've got some genre confusion. So she's 18, she's engaged to be married, but she goes and enrolls at an academy. We did not make this sound like a university, so I'm not sure if this is young adult. I'm not sure if this is adult. I'm not sure, like, she has the autonomy to be getting married and enrolling herself in this school, but doesn't have a choice about getting who she marries and how she spends her time. I don't necessarily want all of those details to be in the story, like explaining why this works this way. I'm just saying we got to pick the details that make the story make sense, because this engagement doesn't actually become like part of the story. This is all about her like this is about her solving a murder mystery. And so this engagement becomes not part of the issue. I'm not like, she's enrolled in a pageant, but that seems more like atmosphere and world building and not actually like what she's trying to do. So let's answer some questions. Lena is our main character. What does she want? She wants to win a beauty pageant in order to be able to run away from her fiance, but she's able to go enroll at the school. Why is she not able to just run away? If she's able to run away in one aspect, then why can't she do it a different way? I'm confused. So she wants to not be engaged. What is she willing to do to get it? Enroll in school so that she can be part of the pageant. Also not super clear what the path is here. What is standing in her way? Murder mystery is happening around her and she's a suspect. And what happens if she fails? I think general death. I don't know what the secret is that she's keeping here. I'm not entirely sure like what happens if she fails. Does she end up getting married? Does she end up getting to, I'm not sure. So you definitely like have a vibe. You definitely have an aesthetic that is pretty popular, that people enjoy a lot. So I think you've got stuff to work with here. We just need to focus up on like what the actual story is and make sure that you are focusing on a through line that feels logical and consistent, even if you need to lose some of these details at the beginning and like introduce them in a way that feels more organic and feels more natural. Now, if you want to submit to have your query letter critiqued, you can do so. The information is linked in my bio. If you do not want to do this publicly, I do have an editing service where we will do 3 rounds of editing back and forth. Information on how to do that is in my bio. I am booked several months ahead for that, so if you don't want to wait for either of those long lines, I have a class that is available either under the series button on TikTok or on my Patreon that you can buy. It's $30 for 3.5 hours of original content in which you can teach yourself this whole process start to finish. It includes some tips on navigating tricky etiquette within the query trenches, and it includes some before and after of clients that have gone on to sign with literary agents, their like first version of their letter versus the final version that we actually ended up sending off.